Good evening, friends and neighbors and friends. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday night, being July 2, only a couple days before the 4th of July? I'd just like to do a little plug this evening. There's this book that I was persuaded into reading because the author happens to be pretty close with somebody I went to high school with. I just finished reading The Buy Side by Turney Duff. Now, this is a pretty honest, gripping, no-holds-barred autobiographical story about a guy who came from New England, originally from the Midwest before that, and he made it big on Wall Street, made a fortune. He was the king of the castle, but unfortunately something else proved to be the ruler of him. He explains it in more detail, as self-effacing and as derogatory as it may seem towards himself, but he let the cocaine bring him down in a way that's pretty catastrophic. He's not afraid to describe it, but I think his story is worth some mention here on the blog when I talk about the 4 pillars, and I talk about boundaries, and I talk about shutting people out who aren't looking to help you. Well, he's a great guy, a real party animal, so he made a lot of friends, but because he was such a cool guy, he didn't really shut out the people who weren't really looking to make life a party for him. He had the wrong people sell him cocaine, provide him with an area to take that cocaine and let it kind of rip away at the talent that he had as a Wall Street mogul. But he's honest and mature enough to talk about it here, especially about something that kept him from really going off the edge, and that's his own flesh and blood, his 7-year-old daughter. So I'd encourage everybody out there to buy this book, because that 7-year-old daughter may be able to go to college one day because of your purchase. Who knows? And in addition to the plug, I'd also like to acknowledge the fact that way out in Arizona, there's been a major tragedy. There's been major devastation. A lot of people have lost their loved ones, and just a terrible, terrible scene out there. If there's any way that you can contribute or help, please do so. I'm sure everybody out there would appreciate it. They're in Prescott and the surrounding communities there in Arizona. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.